meet all the standards for them to be session. I still feel so good, I'm so proud of this, that it was so good we did it in 2 days. Yeah, but that was in a different life, Chief, so I'm not even talk about that now. Yeah. I worked on with them too, with the sheriff's office. When I first got hired.
What's up, JC? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good,
When I
Patty.
first got hired at the sheriff's office, they did hire me because their policies were 20-some years old. Well, I started in administration, working on their policies. Then I worked on the regional booking centers, opening the regional booking centers, you know.
Help my man, Nick Major.
Then I went to family court,
Doing all right.
into criminal
I
court,
worked out down
juvenile
in Stanford over summer, a couple days a week. He works down there.
Oh, does he?
Transportation.
Okay.
Literally, I've done it all. I've gone up for warrants.
Yeah.
You walk on warrants.
I talked to him. It's like, he's pretty open with me.
Yeah.
And he's
I've worked them all.
a very energetic young man.
He is that.
And sometimes his energy is
Needs
best
to be
placed elsewhere.
encapsulated somehow. Yeah.
But he likes those street takeovers, high-end car stuff.
He's had more good days.
I talked to him last week. I saw him down in Stanford and I was talking to him. And, I was trying to tell him this should be the best year of your life.
Yeah.
You're senior in high school.
Yep.
As long as you show up and show some effort, you're going to graduate.
Do your thing.
And it's a deal. Yes, sir.
Good, how are you? But yeah, he's been all right. He came to see us.
Everyone will get here a little early, no executive session a little early.
Feels
So
good.
I think you will just go first.
That's what Ryan was saying.
I like it. So, I'm, the fifth and sixth age group it's a good group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
the
that
temperature
kids
changed quite a
now,
bit.
the current eighth grade is the group that was in my building when I started.
Okay.
So I know them pretty well. I've known them for three years. And the rest of them know. And so to go up there next year and to know all these kids already.
Actually,
And kind of
Good.
So,
Is that where you know?
probably.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Once,
Yeah, that's good. I don't particularly care
Yeah.
to go back to an elementary. It's kind of what I think. Yeah, the younger kids are entertaining that you
So I have
want.
more conversation.
See, this middle school kids are the ones that I think.
Twins are.
Well, they do, because that puberty hits them square in the teeth.
Absolutely.
And, they want to say something, they want to grow up, but they just don't know how to stop.
Correct. Yep.
So, but I think that's what we know.
Will help.
Just a few years.
Yeah, without question.
I was keeping cats. So we're just, we got we're just about there and it's supposed to close on yeah. So, I mean, we got a few more for those folks. That's one. So, what were you just cross on the It's just interesting because,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, it is hard. We're in the process of moving around.
once they have to talk
Yeah.
yeah,
That day that I'm going to get called into.
Yeah.
So I'll be happy to get out here quickly.
And we have bus stuff.
The evacuation.
We go out to like bus stops. So,
that's great.
so I went out just to see.
Yeah, do that.
It
wasn't
for a while. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. We couldn't go back to our
Walk up, which isn't a big deal, but like I'm always, that's the way it is.
And it's
I'm always worried about the scary.
Right. Who's that creepy guy?
Hey guys, Mr. Buckman, like all my bags gone.
Right.
I'm from high school. Don't mace me. I mean, but it's not hard this year, so.
Yeah, we had, I don't know if the PD still does it, we used to do that, it was called Operation Safe Stop. Okay, so it'll be police cars following.
So that was my saving grace last year, because like the first week I was here,
Straight up
they
and over
did.
here, so, I think I said, yeah, L, the next grade, and then I'm right on the.
We'll be okay.
How are you? See you. Yeah. See you too.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I was looking at.
This is Sally.
It's not right.
And T's and Hawks. My elder needs to call Darwin. And then
That's
on
it.
calendar.
These spots will probably have shirts, these pants.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those around.
Yes.
Oh,
It's just other times down and like that. Or calendar.
Bless you.
Thank you.
yes, do I email it? Can you text it? You can email it, and I can take it from it. Email it to me,
I actually went.
and then I can also send
Because I shadowed Joe.
it. Yeah, whichever works.
Second interview.
He
I
shadowed
shadowed, and I went third interview the next day. It was a week. Well, it was a week here. And I lost a little bit of weight. My hands were so bad. So we were in on that day. And a lot of pain with my legs, sort of black beads. But they were black beads.
Right.
Jennifer, gentlemen,
Anything is back.
is that Dice?
Because we have, there's probably three or four different styles.
Okay.
Gives us the 10,000.
Yeah. Alright. Does Dice come to these meetings?
Yeah.
If you want to see it.
Alright, I just don't know if I've ever seen him yet.
I can point them out with the original stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
I got these easy running around. When you start to see.
I ended up working, because I have to wear good tennis shoes, I can't wear cheap tennis shoes. But, you know, all those years when I do all the years and everything, I was having these problems. So, my doctor said, you can't buy cheap shoes. I didn't think I was, but she's like, no, I really good tennis shoes. So I ordered a couple pair, and he said, guys, oh my God, so I'm gonna order like 3 different types of shoes, with hoodies, Skechers, something that would wear A6. And I ordered them from Dick's. Well, the Skechers are not from Skechers, and I some other pairs. It wasn't wearing hoodies.
Being up here, when you do your perimeter checks, the sidewalks are not going to be shoveled.
Okay. I wanted to say that, 'cause I was like, so you my boots and where are we going in the car?
Rachel.
And if you are-
You go ahead and sit.
Okay, let's sit in hot seat again.
Yeah, she was here, she did a shadow of Joe one day.
Good.
Good, Rick. Okay.
Where is she from?
The sheriff's office.
Okay. Which would have been Allegheny County or?
So she has all different experiences. The rest of us are all street cops.
Now, sheriff, county courthouse, is that their primary?
They're the law enforcement branch of the court system,
Okay,
judicial system.
all right.
So,
What am I forgetting to do? I have that feeling.
Nothing, you're ready.
Everything's out.
I think it's because I forgot my binder.
But you
I
got
had to go
it.
back and get it.
But you got
So
it.
I'm still thinking that I forgot.
Yeah.
You remember things better than I do.
Hey, how are you?
Hey,
How are you?
I'm
Good to
good.
see you.
Good to see you. Nick, I'm meet Jeff, please.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Nicole Shingle, our HR secretary. She's one of the people that sort of refounded the foundation with so she took over for us. This is Jeff with Elder Bank. Nice to meet you.
Do you have a profile yet? Or you get one set up for you?
Thank you.
So, okay. That's useful stuff, dude.
Yeah, no, she specifically didn't want them.
No, that makes sense. Easy.
Yeah.
And that's less than you.
Must be less and more, right? That's true.
Sure. Yeah.
She's like, I'm not enough.
A lot of things. No, I can't walk on, so.
I'm sorry.
Here.
Fast forward to the next Great, you should say.
Yeah.
That's it. Does it keep on?
So.
I think it won't.
Okay. No, I just wasn't sure because I.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's that.
You all right?
Hot.
Just think how comfortable it would be to start wearing that.
Hands wise. But then she's trying to write the 511, so she doesn't have to wait for Casey to work.
I have a class for today, so I go back tomorrow.
Because Casey can take a month or 2 months. Yeah. They wait for a fall board.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I don't have.
They're paid for it. They reimburse me or I pay it.
I can't put that in my grade. That's
They reimburse me, so I pay for it, so I have them.
We did some stuff.
It doesn't matter.
You started counting.
Huh?
Could you open the car?
Could.
That's where I got my black CDs.
Just a brand new.
You're saying they'll have everything. Sure.
Yes.
Maybe I will. Because I could just have Kathleen Magnus.
I'm not gonna go like you, it's a lot until Monday. So I want this time.
Just remind me and I'll have mine. She's the administrative assistant, she's Ashley's administrative assistant, but she does all of my purchasing. So I'll just tell her to contact them,
Start an account.
get a PO or just have them bill however she wants to do that.
Okay.
How are you? How's your back?
It's good. How's it going? I'll text you tomorrow. Oh.
Yeah, because then I'll just set it up and then we'll just cross that off. Well, they're nice.
Yeah.
But
It's okay. Yeah. He's like.
We weren't trying. Not like crazy, but I mean, life was, and, but I got $1,000 sitting on her. I'll probably just take my job and shoot my numbers and see how much.
Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect.
That works.
Long walk. Very good.
Piecing together emails and all this stuff, so I just want to make sure I had it correct. Very good.
It's all good.
Drew, how are you tonight? Good, thanks. Did you drive?
I did drive.
How'd it go?
Pretty good. Slow,
Okay.
which is fine. But,
By yourself or with,
I stopped away from home.
how many more months do you have? All right, you're getting close. Yeah, good for you. Yeah. If not, just don't even.
I have way more than information.
Yeah.
I can see.
I'm gonna try to find this from my phone, which I don't always do the best job of.
Just so it's not good.
Oh, that was.
Now, you gotta know, this is prime deer time.
I was driving from London to
Did you?
But then like people behind me started yelling because they're going country.
Correct. Listen, you just let them go.
I've been
Okay, yeah. They don't pay your insurance, so you take your time.
so I'm here that all the
So the gentleman who sued us from the bank that donates all that money, I'm assuming the two women that the foundation was probably, Mr. Zorback, so tonight we'll recognize the two teachers from here. Dr. Zorback's doing the same in high school. And I don't know. All right. Yeah. If that's one of the things you want me to make sure I give you, I can just have it ready for you.
Actually, email you before the day of the.
You know, that's okay. I don't have problems at the time. You know, but it's up to you. All right?
Gotta stay on
You're a
my
busy
time
guy.
together, yeah.
No worries. Thank you.
So one thing that might be good. I think it worked out. You want to get to yours, so you know. I'll see what I do. Don't ever say that here. Sorry. The one with the weekend downstairs. Just trying to play our cards the right way. Get it handled.
All these
You physically walk in.
Do some introductions. You know everybody. I know it's up trouble.
Me and you. I told you, as long as my son doesn't have to visit you this year.
You behave tonight or you never ready for
I want Mr. Zarmak back at the high school. My son wants Mr.
How's he
Zarmak.
doing? What's he up to? Is he still
Doing well there. He's having some gut issues, so we have an appointment tomorrow. For the last month, we've been in on ours. So it's both ends.
Trust me, it's a lot easier.
They diagnosed him with Lyme's. So what the children's doctor thinks happened is the antibiotics really totally got up. So
So the hallway.
that's him, you know how that goes.
I hear you.
Mark's Mark.
That's it.
He's a kid though. He's like 5'9.5", almost 5'10". 250. He lost like 20 pounds. I said, oh, that's a good sign, because I didn't want to lose it this way.
Yeah, well, I hear you. All right, it's good to see you. Here, come over here.
I know, I'm not
You're out.
You didn't get a wheel in it. You didn't really sit on that thing, it was about 6 inches. I could have kept going, you know, I just thought myself.
I mentioned that. Yes. Nice to meet you. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Primary area of the backdrop here. After each recognition, so we're gonna start with.
Yeah. Nice.
They're gonna be a
We could have done more last year.
Well, we're still trying to get this OSCC, from that program, we have, for a group for that. We're still trying to get that off, trying to go, well, the main guys. Well, the OSCC, no, sorry, EITC, I did both. There's a, yeah, the EITC for, and I know very, I know the bank, I know the dollar bank. I don't know what their connection is to, okay.
What's happening? How are you? Living the dream.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Work. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, or you have
But instead of police, I got that.
Where's that, where'd you get that?
Why? And I took it to teaching class to get. I don't know if you guys have read options.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because that was the piece of you guys, that's what it's. Every year. Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Bachman, and then Mr. Bachman.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, because whoever talks to them. Awesome. Yeah, I know, like UPMC, they have like, I think it's 750, the most you can max out. But they did max out for every training, they got so many. You guys.
Okay, yeah, we can.
Yeah, it'd be great. Your support, it's still kind of, it's love to grow and to get you guys over there. That's a good thing for sure.
That is there, if you're for life. So.
How are you doing? Good, how are you doing? Oh yeah, good, it's hard to believe, tomorrow's like a quarter of the way through. I know, isn't that nuts? I know.
Whatever you decide, whichever one you decide.
Correct. Where are you from? Other than dollar guys.
It doesn't matter, you want to just take it and send it to me.
Okay.
Here, you order the
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, we'll make your day once you've already heard.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I have your?
Really?
Okay.
I would sit in the very front row, which will make it easier.
She's like, they get bars. I said, usually.
Yeah.
If they get to go
Good, how are you? Yes. This last week? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that this last week. Yeah. Hi, sorry.
That's it, man. Plans afterwards. It's early. Yeah. You know what? They were saying that down here, whenever you first started in seventh grade, yeah.
Yeah, of course. I've never been to a period. Just follow along and
I know you went,
Yeah, no, I know. Like, right now, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's good stuff. Yeah, that's good. I can't believe it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're not old, trust me. You're not. It's only begun. It's only begun. Oh, yeah.
so at least you know they're out, you guys are now, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Last one?
Calling for you.
I heard him say yes. How are you tonight? Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Right.
It's a good timing call there. Hey, we're good to leave. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. Who's our back? How was the day? We did it fine. I have time to do hair and makeup yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, you know what? I did it once, for forever. One time.
Hello, how are you tonight? Good to see you. Nice to see you as well. Yeah, thanks for putting them first. We're special.
Are you going over there for that?
I'm scared of it. No, I got my board hat on, not my Mustang. Good. It was a transition for sure. They use MacBooks versus Google. MacBook Jam.
That's awesome. Good.
He plays for their high school ball hockey team too.
Oh, that's cool.
So he starts on the power play. His ego is through.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, they're going to Jersey because they got good.
Oh, that's cool.
Top 4 teams from PA and top 4 from Jersey played in the championship.
Like, is that through like the league, or is that just like
It's a private league. It's called High School Ball Hockey League, and it's Jersey and PA, and they're not school affiliated. Like Plum has.
Yeah.
We just play. We beat the shit out of them.
Really?
They want to bring us with their friends as well on that team. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's a nice league and it's pro. And I guess next year it's going to go into Michigan.
Are they starting to grow?
They're trying.
There was a little girl today. She's sitting there and she's right, and she has her arm in her sleeve. I go, "You're not that thin, are you?" She goes, "No." I go, "How'd you get hurt?" She goes, "Shoved into it." I go, "You play ice or that?" She said, "I play ice." I go, "Ice."
Yeah, there's so many girls who play.
Yeah.
We had a girl
Here not too long ago that was really good.
Yo, yeah, there a ton of them are real. You should see the Pennsylvania USA team. Girls travel to
Arizona State's goalie is from. She got recruited to Arizona State.
right.
Catherine
She graduated like 5 years ago.
Sorry. It's coming. Almost there.
All right, nothing like all eyes on you. Ready? Do I need a what?
The charging tower.
No. Okay. We're going to call to order the Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024 action meeting. Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Macro, roll call.
Mr. Adams.
Here.
Dr. Anderson.
Here.
Ms. Arendt.
Here.
Ms. Chudderwitz.
Here.
Mr. Caligiuri.
Here.
Dr. Richardson.
Here.
Mr. Sokolsky is not able to join us this evening. Mrs. Stepnick.
Here.
Mr. Strauke.
Here.
And Student Representative Mr. Drew Thacker.
Here.
Thank you. The board met in executive session on October 22nd, 2024 to discuss matters of litigation, safety, personnel, and real estate. Recommend approval of the following minutes as listed below.
I'll make that recommendation.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Okay, we have several recognitions tonight, Ms. Macro.
First, we'll ask Mr. Brian Manzer to step to the podium, please.
Good evening. I'd like to invite a few people up so the foundation can come up, and Jeff from Dollar Bank. This is a great team that we have assembled here tonight. So on behalf of the school community, we'd like to publicly recognize the Dollar Bank Foundation, their $10,000 grant to the Plum Mustang Foundation to support the district's Rachel's Challenge initiative. Evidence of our student commitment to Rachel's Challenge surrounds us in our school buildings, and the impact is felt district-wide. By encouraging and supporting our Friends of Rachel's clubs, we aim to inspire hope, encourage positive action, and promote kindness and compassion. So I would like to personally thank Jeff Roble. He is our main contact from Dollar Bank. I deal with Jeff on a very regular basis whenever we have an issue. He ensures our accounts are secure. Just a great person, actually, to get to know, and very supportive of our district initiatives. Jeff, I wanted to personally say thank you, and additionally to the foundation as well. This wouldn't be possible without a 501c3 foundation that also supports the district. And Jeff, if you want to say a few words.
Yeah, I'm honored to continue the support of this Rachel's Challenge. I mean, something like this is better than work. When you could change lives and have an impact like this and see the change in students. I mean, it's 3 years in, it's infancy stages. And I think what's going to happen 5 years from now, even 10 years from now, to continue this program and the benefits, that's worth more than anything, you know. And when you're changing lives, students in the young ages, and I mean, I'm old now. I graduated college. I graduated high school in '93, so it was a different world back then. Now the struggles kids have nowadays, to have a program like this to help stay focused on just being kind and, you know, paying it forward, doing good things, and just being a good person, that message isn't really spoke very much in the public eye. And, you know, if there's something like this and in more than one school, it's going to pay dividends. And it's just exciting to see the change that can happen, positive change. We need it, and I'm excited to be a part of a small, you know, support that we can offer. So thank you and appreciate it.
Thank you. As we always do, there's a certificate for Dollar Bank, so thank you, Jeff.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. And also, this couldn't be possible, like I said, without the foundation. Dr. Daniel Bages, I've tried to get that name right.
Got it.
Yes, so finally. If she'd like to say a few words too. If you
I
want.
actually am going to delegate to the Vice President, Justin Newman, this year. I feel like I always speak, so we're going to let him have a turn.
Right, because no one's ever heard my voice before. So on behalf of the Plum Mustang Foundation, I'd like to thank personally Jeff and Dollar Bank for their generous and continuous support. I'd like to thank the board for obviously continuing to support us as well. We appreciate what you're doing for us and what we're trying to do for the community. So this donation will go a long way in helping the students and teachers in the district. So thank you.
Thank you.
And Justin, here's your certificate. Thank you. And thank you for the board for supporting the initiatives as well. It couldn't be possible without you and the partnership.
Next, we have Dr. Adam Zarmak from the Plum Middle School.
Well, thank you for having us here tonight. I'm with Mr. Beatty, who we're here to recognize for a very important feat that he did. You know, our number one goal is to keep our students and staff and schools safe. And what Mr. Beatty did in the cafeteria one day at the middle school is remarkable. So I don't want to steal his thunder, but I want him to share what he did, and it's truly remarkable what he did, and didn't think twice about it, and just doing his job every day.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Welcome, Dr. Zarmak. I'm humbled to be here. I didn't expect this, but I'll kind of keep it short. Long story short, it was an unfortunate incident that could have been worse. Turned out to be okay. There was a student who was choking, and I did what any parent and any teacher would have done in that situation, kind of jumped into action and just performed the Heimlich maneuver, and it didn't work out. It was a little touch and go, a little scary for sure. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that, but ultimately it worked out, and he's okay, and here we are kind of celebrating it, I guess, would be the way to put it. But yeah, it definitely, I got to give the administration, the colleagues that were there, Caitlin, Courtney, Allison, Missy, all those, Nurse Kristen, the Javolskis, Vicky and Dave, they were all there. It was kind of emotional at the end, but like I said, it worked out. It could have been bad, but it wasn't. So I do appreciate this. It's very humbling to be here. Like I said, I didn't expect this. I hope I never have to do it again. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I do want to add, I think it's important to know, is whenever this was happening, it wasn't just Mr. Beatty, it was a team effort, and by the use of the badge, is the strategics badge that we have, is that as Mr. Beatty was addressing the student, the other staff members were assisting him, but also hit the button, and that allowed the team to get there within under 30 seconds to help out and monitor the whole situation too. So it was a great team effort, and you know, we want to thank Mr. Beatty and everybody, all the other teachers involved.
Fantastic.
That's great feedback. We have Mr. Patrick Bachman from the Plum Senior High School.
This evening, I'm excited to recognize 2 staff members from the high school. One which is very new to us, the other has spent many years going above and beyond for not only our students but our community. First, I'd like to introduce Julia. Myself, Ms. Tamar.
Thank you.
Julia is a brand new teacher with us. She's in our foreign language department. She has been selected to participate in the Pennsylvania State Modern Language Association Mentor Program. This allows first-year world language teachers to get paired with other local teachers with a bit more experience. The organization is designed to promote the study of world languages, provide teachers opportunities for professional growth and networking, and is an intensive collaboration with local, state, and national world language experts. So we're very much excited to have Julia with us as a first-year teacher, and even more excited that she's going above and beyond in reaching out to some of these other organizations to bring some information back to Plum Senior High School. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, we have Tamar McPherson, who is one of the outstanding teachers within our building. She's been selected to present at the P&C conference this year and also the Future Focused Learning Summit. P&C is the premier educational technology conference in Pennsylvania. Ms. McPherson has presented at these in the past, and this year she has been selected again to present there. With a focus on developing comprehensive K-12 computer science and STEM programs. Also, she will be presenting at the Future Focused Learning Summit, which is being touted as one of the largest AI, intelligence, and education conferences in the country. Ms. McPherson will be presenting on teaching AI in the high school computer science classrooms. Much of these presentations mirrors the works and the activities that she does with our students each and every day in her computer science programming 1 Python course. So again, congratulations, Ms. McPherson.
I didn't know I was going to be asked to speak, so I'm just going to say something on the fly. I'm very grateful to my amazing administration and all the support here, especially at the high school where I work with my foreign language department. Their encouragement and their support for my professional endeavors and for supporting programs like the PSMLA mentorship program is really inspiring, and it makes me very grateful to work in a district like this. Especially as a first-year teacher, I feel the love from my Plum community and also from my team at the high school especially. I'm really excited to be a mentee in this program. I think I have a lot to learn from other more experienced foreign language teachers in the field. My mentor is amazing. She works at Deer Lakes High School, so we talk monthly and debrief about everything from what happens day to day in the classroom to sharing new lesson ideas, and her advice to me always is super beneficial as I proceed through this first year. So I'm excited to see where it takes me, and I'm really excited to continue improving.
Ms. Kozlowski, I'm going to say this. One, it was a long time ago that it was my first year teaching, and I would be super embarrassed for me to be talking to you right now if I were you. But listen, here's the deal. I'm saying it from a total kudos perspective. As a parent of one of your students, I will say you are challenging my own Spanish at home on a regular basis because I'm remembering from a long time ago, but he's doing his Spanish and he enjoys doing that, and we work on that together, which is good from what I'm seeing as a parent, one, and two, your communication with me as a parent is awesome and wonderful to see. And so I appreciate that, one, from the education realm, but also as a parent, I think you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Hello, everybody. So the 2 conferences that I was selected to speak at, the first one, Ms. Sedlak sent me an email and said, oh, you should attend this. This would be a good thing. So I went online and I looked at what it was, and that was the Future Focused Education Summit down at South Fayette High School. and I saw there was a little thing, submit a proposal to present. So I did, because that's what I do. And it was accepted, and I went down and I presented a 45-minute session on doing AI in my classroom and how I teach it. It's not just that, I don't really teach the kids the tools, just because we're not there yet, but I teach them the science behind the tools and what makes them work. What's the mathematics, what's the modeling, what does that look like from the computer science perspective. So I was able to share that with a group of educators and give them a bunch of resources so that they could take that back to their classrooms and to work on that. As far as P&C goes, that was another piece that I said, here's another conference. And this is all, I remember back in, I think it was 2019, that Ms. Sedlak and I sat down at a grant writing workshop down at the IU for the PA Smart Grant. And we started this journey. She was new and I was new to computer science, and we started this journey on building this program. And she was the decision maker, which was awesome to have at the table, because sometimes it's just the teachers go for the grant writing workshop, and we were able to look at with the restructuring of the buildings and restructuring of the programs and how to give kids a computer science touch point at every single grade level from first grade through high school. We are one of the few districts that actually do that. A lot of districts struggle to offer computer science in the middle school grades. They're not quite sure what to do with that, or they just don't have the support or the staff there. We have 2 computer science teachers in the middle school. We have a dedicated STEM and computer science class in each of our elementary buildings, and we offer, right now we're offering 6 different computer science classes up at the high school in a variety of languages. And so without the help of my entire department to make this happen and make sure that we have an equitable STEM program, because we have resources all over the place in different buildings and things, but every kid in this district has to take a computer science class between first grade and 8th grade. And then they get their choice. And I've had some kids in my classes up here at the high school all 4 years. And it's great. Drew is now sitting in 2 of my classes this year. And so it's great to be able to take this to the state level and present this out to show districts, teachers and administrators that it is possible to do these things with few resources that you have to buy, but you can use a lot of things that are free, so that you are not using budget dollars, that sort of thing. So I'm excited to be able to go and present this at the state level, because when I presented this at the IU, I think it was last year I did this, the teachers, I had a lot of teachers say, oh my goodness, could you come talk to our district and help us build our programs there. So to be able to take it to the state level is exciting to see and to get this out there that it is possible to do this at every grade level. So thank you very much. That's awesome.
Thank you.
The next recognition, and it's interesting because we're here with recognitions to celebrate, so forgive me if I'm a little sad in regards to the next recognition of Ms. Sedlak's retirement. Thought it was interesting just listening to Ms. McPherson and, our teachers, just the impact she has had on the organization. All you have to do is look at our current administrative team and you can see her fingerprints all over it. Her journey started in 1984. So for those of you doing the math, Dr. Richardson, can you help us out with the special year 1984? 40 years ago. I'm surprised that you would know that, especially on your birthday today. Happy birthday. But Ms. Sedlak started her education and journey as a physical education teacher in Florida in 1984. She returned back to Pennsylvania and worked in Bentworth School District as an assistant principal. She worked as a middle school principal in the Canamac School District, a high school principal in Charleroi, an academic principal in Chartiers Valley, a supervisor of secondary education at the Baldwin-Whitehall School District, and then she worked in the private sector at the Craig Academy at the Watson Institute, and then was the Vice President of Educational Services at Presley Ridge. Only returned in 2012 to Baldwin as the Assistant Superintendent. That's when I had the good fortune of meeting Mrs. Sedlak. I think it was in the fall of 2019. She was hosting an Assistant Superintendent meeting. And it was at Baldwin-Whitehall in their new building, in their library, and how excited she was. And it was the first time I ever met her. Little did I know, a few months later, she would call the Plum Borough School District inquiring about an opening that we had. And I said yesterday about time and circumstance. If she didn't make that call, if I didn't pick up the phone or return the call to answer her questions, just about what a wonderful place this is to work. And to our fortune, she threw her hat in the ring and was a successful candidate. And I've had the good fortune of working with her over the last 5 years. Ms. Sedlak's responsibility includes overseeing special education and pupil services, human resources. She has shared responsibility of overseeing K-12 educational programs. And at every level, I would share with you, she was always an advocate for our students. Little did Ms. Sedlak know, or did any of us know at the time when she came to Plum, as she's getting acclimated to the district, a little thing called COVID hit about 6 months later. And I often reflect back at how fortunate we were to hire such a experienced, professional, dedicated, caring person to help lead us through those difficult times. Think about the responsibilities that I just shared with you. She oversaw special education and pupil services. What a challenge that was when you have to social distance 6 feet apart, and some of our students need hand-over-hand support. What did that mean in regards to remote learning, of overseeing all of our K-12 operations? Do you remember sitting 6 feet apart? I think we all remember, I'll use the word nightmare of that time. But I will tell you, it was her steady hand and her guidance of overseeing our HR department that we had highly qualified teachers in all of our classrooms where other districts were struggling. Even though we may have advertised, we can't guarantee transportation. You remember those articles that would go out? We never missed a run. In the 1 year, I believe we hired 90 people. She's probably still wakes up at 3 o'clock thinking about staffing.
We're looking for and still bus drivers.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously with her responsibilities of HR, and I was kidding around with her the other day, and I said I could always tell the seriousness of the issue based on the pacing of her walking to my office. The faster the pace, the more I knew it was going to be a more involved conversation. But I never doubted for a moment, and nobody should ever doubt, what a kind, caring person she is. What an advocate she is for our students. I think she would agree with me that, you know, the best part of her day, and she would sneak away from time to time, and I always knew that you would find her in one of our special ed classrooms, working with our most vulnerable students, asking the teachers what supports do they need, getting to know the students. I can't tell you how many times I would see her high five students from our office to a location. And it told me a lot about the person that she is. Somebody that would advocate for our students, would advocate for our district, give voice to sometimes people that didn't feel like they had a voice. She is an excellent educator and even a better person. I will miss Ms. Sedlak and feel very fortunate I had the time to work with her over the last 5 years. And on behalf of
the district, Ms. Sedlak, we have a small token of appreciation that you started last year with recognizing the retirees. And we'd like to continue by offering you this token of remembrance and appreciation for all of your time and your talent and your service to the Plum Borough School District. So if you wouldn't mind, if you could just come on over for a moment and we'll hand this over to you.
Yeah, can we get the whole board? And we're gonna take a group photo in the middle.
Say yes.
I can't believe crazy move right there.
I'm good. Come here.
Oh, my goodness.
You're good. You're fine.
Okay.
You ready? Yeah. Take handfuls, just keep smiling. Okay.
Say 2 words.
Speech.
Said this countless times. I can think of no greater district to retire from than the Plum Borough School District. I felt like I finally came home and had the opportunity when I called Dr. Walsh. My mom lives in Lower Borough. My family lives in this area. I was in Mount Lebanon. And I did some homework about Plum and learned about the district, learned about the leadership team. And so I reached out to Dr. Walsh because I felt that it was a good fit for me. I'm so glad that the board and the leadership team felt that I was a good fit for this district. We did go through nightmare times in COVID, but the commitment of this staff, I don't think I've ever worked with a staff from the bus drivers, the custodians, the cafeteria workers, the teachers, all of the support staff that care so much about kids, that put kids first. Where in every agenda, if it's not one of the strategic goals, it doesn't get discussed, it doesn't get funded. The focus here, I have learned so much from being a part of this leadership team. I have learned so much from the students and the staff during my entire 40 years. But to be able to leave on such a high note, Dr. Walsh just teases me, he's like, all the hard work's done. You know, you can go back and enjoy that. But, and it is, it's like we've done a lot of stuff. We've hired great people. She's gonna bring the seal of biliteracy in 2 years.
Fingers crossed.
We've hired great people, and it's just such a testament, and I'm so humbled and so honored to be able to end my career as a Mustang, and to have been a part of this community for the last 5+ years and working with all of you. And the support, whenever we've asked for something, this board has said yes, whether it be social workers, whether it be additional certified school nurses, whether it be additional coaches for the middle school program, the musical and the plays, the arts. It just, you bring well-roundedness to education. And so I am humbled and thank you. Thank you. And Dr. Walsh, you said something about having tequila for this. I've seen
That was in Mexico, so.
Is that on the agenda?
I feel like we should just go. We're done. Let's just go home. Ms. Macro, citizens' comments.
If there's anybody in the audience that would like to make comments at this time, we ask you to step to the podium one at a time. State your name and your residency within Plum, and then you'll be provided 3 minutes to speak. Please direct your comments to the presiding officer. Just a reminder, this is a time for sharing comments, suggestions, concerns, rather than a question and answer session with the board Whenever you're finished, I just ask that you step to the clipboard and write your name down so that I spell it correctly in the minutes. And I'll give you a 30-second warning, but I'll also have the timer on the monitor so you can keep track of your time as well. Is there anybody that would like to speak at this time? Dr. Anderson, back to you.
Thank you. All right, for our president's report, I would like to say another thank you and kudos to our exceptional teachers and for the kindness and generosity of the Dollar Bank Foundation and the Mustang Foundation. Tonight, we're going to hear from Dr. Walsh about many exciting things in his report that are going on in the district administratively and related to the academic calendar. Representative Thakar is going to give us a long report, I hear, regarding the happenings within our buildings from a student's perspective. And we'll get to hear from Mrs. Stepnick and Dr. Richardson about their experience at the PSBA conference. Tonight, we're going to also approve teachers and coaches taking students outside of our district to participate and showcase their talents in extracurricular activities. Teachers who will be attending conferences to gain and share knowledge in their disciplines to further enhance the learning of our students. The collaboration of our borough council and school district to use school buses to assist in the transportation of community members to the annual Christmas at Plum Creek festivities. We will accept the retirement of very valuable employees. We will pass policies that keep us in line with PA code and best practices. And finally, we'll approve a contract with Three Rivers Music Therapy to support our students in non-traditional ways. As you can see by this list, our staff and administration are working hard to provide our Plum Borough students with an awesome education. But I do have to pause, and I have to say to me, October tends to be this quiet lull of the seasons change as we head inside for winter. Maybe it's the transition of fall to winter sports in our house. Maybe it's the changing leaves. Maybe it is the mother in me who knows Thanksgiving planning and Christmas shopping are right around the corner. Regardless, October is nearly over and November is quickly approaching. For us as a district, it marks a change in season that is bittersweet. Earlier this month, the board approved the hiring of Dr. Matthew Thomas, our new assistant superintendent. We're excited for Dr. Thomas to start next month. However, we're hiring Dr. Thomas because we are saying farewell to one of our own. Tonight, as we know, Ms. Sedlak is having her final meeting with us, and we have known about her retirement. To the board, we have planned well for it, but it doesn't make its arrival any less bittersweet. Ms. Sedlak has been instrumental in the revamping of our administration over the last several years. Her change management and HR has empowered our Human Resources Department to build out processes and procedures that rival the best districts in Pennsylvania. She has helped lead overhauls in curriculum, athletics, and special education, all pushing us to excellence for our students. Personally, I will miss, and you got to see it tonight as she talked, her cherished smile and excitement when she launched new programs and initiatives that would benefit students. I will miss her dedication to the learning and care of all students in our district. And selfishly, I will miss her adjusting my hood on my graduation gown and then readjusting it again until we made our march onto the football field, right? She took care of all of us in that regard. It was this type of caring and attention to detail that she has used to serve the Plum Borough students incredibly well. Ms. Sedlak has worked tirelessly to make Plum Borough the best school district it can be, and to that end, she is irreplaceable. Ms. Sedlak, I know others have and will have kind things to say to you this evening. It is my hope and my prayer that you have listened to and will take in each and every word. Know that you have provided us with service that is invaluable, and you will be incredibly and dearly missed. Thank you. Dr. Wong.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. I have a couple items to report on. Something that was new. Mr. Manzer just received a notice right before our board meeting this evening that the district received another substantial grant, state grant. We applied for the Public School Facilities Improvement Grant and were awarded $500,000 to replace portions of the high school roof. More information on that will follow because, as I just mentioned, we just received this information. But in totality, in the last 6 months, we have moved forward almost close to $8 million worth of alternative funding for projects in the district. And I commend our administrative team, our faculty and staff who continue to find alternative ways to fund operations and education throughout the district. We also earlier this month received, I would say, even better news. Moody's Investor Service issued a press release to upgrade the Plum Borough School District's credit rating from A3 to A2. This upgrade is a reflection of the district's improved financial position, growing local economy, and steady student enrollment. Overall, in issuing our recent bond, we went, and I'll look at Mr. Manzer, from a 4% to a 3.7%. Okay, saving the district approximately $1.7 million. We also recently, as you said, October is kind of a calm month on the administrative end, is a very busy month. We had our second meeting for Portrait of a Graduate. In the coming months, we will continue to refine what the Plum Borough School District Portrait of a Graduate will look like. The final product will ensure that our instruction in every level is focused and strategic. From kindergarten through commencement, our students will have a unified experience that gives them the skills they need to achieve whatever dreams they may have. On October 14th, I attended the Distinguished Alumni Banquet, and it was held at Oakmont Country Club, as we all know, which is in the Plum Borough School District. The Distinguished Alumni Committee stated objective is to create a forum that acknowledges alumni who have distinguished themselves in various fields or made significant contributions to society. All 5 of this year's Distinguished Alumni exemplify these ideals and make us all be proud to be a Mustang. And all of their pictures are hanging, if you leave this evening, right out on the Distinguished Alumni wall, and they will be proudly displayed for our students to observe from years to come. Last evening, I attended the Chamber of Commerce banquet. Several of our administrators on the operational side of the organization also attended with me. It was the 15th annual Plum Chamber of Commerce Annual Awards Dinner. On the operational side, we had food service, transportation, and facilities represented along with myself and Mr. Manzer. The district was presented with the Community Champions Award for our engagement throughout the community. This is a team award to be shared with all of our faculty, our staff, our administrators, and board members who are all involved in making Plum Borough a more special place for all. Some of the highlights that are coming up in the next few months is that October 31st is our annual Halloween parade in our elementary buildings. As many of you are aware, we started, our TV production has live cast our parade. Because we have many working families that have difficulties taking time off work. We have grandparents that may not live close who enjoy watching. Last year during the parade, we had just shy of 3,700 viewers watching our students in the parade. November 4th is parent-teacher conferences. All parents should have received notice. Families have the option of scheduling in person or virtually. If you have any questions, I would encourage them to contact their building office. November 5th is election day, and our buildings will not be in session. November 8th, middle school musical, Shrek. I'm really excited to see our young students performing this. As you know, we try to combine the middle level experience between Holiday Park and our middle school. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And on November 11th, we will be honoring our veterans in all of our buildings. The building principals, JRTC, our mayor, local veterans group will be well represented and honored throughout our buildings throughout the day. And I really look forward to that. That is something that is truly near and dear to my heart. And just some upcoming attractions for our upcoming board meetings so that the community is aware. Hayes Design Group will provide the board with an update on the scope of the middle school and O-Block projects in November. Also at that time, our business office will provide updates and recommendations on our electric school bus project. And finally, in December, we'll be sharing our balanced scorecard and discussing, starting conversations with our budget workshop for the 25-26 school year. That's all I have this evening, Dr. Anderson.
Okay, moving on to our student representatives report.
So good evening. So I want to touch on primarily our fundraising, since I believe we're one of the best fundraising communities like in Pittsburgh. So NHS, which is the National Honor Society and raises money for Make-A-Wish, has began selling cookies, lollipops, and other goods at the high school to ensure as much money can be raised for Make-A-Wish. On Wednesday, November 6th, a dinner is being held at Pegliano's, and there will be a silent auction with all money raised going to Make-A-Wish as well. All of the board members, administrators, NHS members, and TV production 3 members are invited and encouraged to attend, since it's going to be a great event that introduces one of the many families that the Plum NHS helps every year. Additionally, there's going to be a car wash this coming Sunday at Dell's Ice Cream Shop, so if you guys can attend, please do. Just pay us a visit. You don't even have to get your car washed, but they like seeing you all. The National Honor Society also introduced the 5 distinguished alumni that our superintendent touched on. So these were Mr. Eddie Edwards Jr., Captain Charles R. Morgan, Miss Shea Hoffman Marta, Miss Anna F. Zverman Nesbitt, and Mr. Jeffrey Schmeck, introduced by myself, Mason Eber, Bianca DeMaria, Riley Moss, and Kayla Dis. There's also other fundraisers going on across the district. So GLA recently hosted a Pink a Teacher's Hair event where money was raised for breast cancer awareness. Students could purchase tickets to put in teachers' bins, and the teachers with the most tickets will soon get their hair pinked, and I'll be sure to take pictures. The other schools are also fundraising for Make-A-Wish, such as Holiday Park, fundraising with their annual Jogathon, and O-Block with a Pink Out Day. Next, I want to touch on our sports and athlete record. So I know, fall sports transition to winter, but there's still a lot of stuff going on. So for boys golf, West Lorish is currently competing in the Class A PIAA Championship and is tied for 23rd in the state, which is an incredible achievement. The girls soccer team recently won their section for the 6th straight season and was awarded the number 4 seed in the Class 3A WIPIO playoffs. Just yesterday, they defeated number 13 Shaler area 3-0. So the next game is going to be Thursday at 7 p.m. So if you guys can attend, they love people being there. And congratulations to Katie Weiss, McKenna Anderson, Mia Nardo, Serena Carnahan, Gianna Rivetta, Emily Grubich, and Mega Stammer for being named to the WIPIO all-section team. Also on the topic of soccer, the boys soccer team won their section for the 6th straight season, excuse me. And they were awarded the top seed in the Class 4A WIPIO playoff. They're going to host the winner of Canon Macmillan versus Gateway on Saturday. There's not a time yet, but if you guys can attend, just be there. And congratulations to Garrett Chandler, Gage Adenolfi, Feji Fertile, Noah Smith, Marco Tomasino, and Austin Kolonsky for being named to the WIPIO all-section team. And our coach, I can't pronounce that. He was named the WIPIO section coach of the year. And finally, the football team will play their final season game at Friday at Penn Hills. And they do have a chance to qualify to playoffs, so you never know. I wanted to touch on the Forbes students' achievements, as 5 students, 4 seniors, and 1 junior have been invited to go to a banquet at Seven Springs. It's a leadership banquet hosted by Skills USA. The students are Vincent Rossetti, who is in the multimedia program, Mario Toole, who is in the health science and conference history program, Jack Napoleon, who is in the computer networking program, Ryan Richards, who's in the supply chain and logistics management program, and Lillian Robreski, I can't pronounce that word either, who's in the culinary program. And then I just want to touch on the school vibes here at the Plum Senior High School. So now that school is in full session, students still seem to have a somewhat upbeat attitude. Like, no one likes school, really, even me, but students are still staying up to date on their work and continuing to follow the school rules. And I also just want to share a bit of feedback I heard after I gave that interview to the Trib about the phone docking. So some students still believe that it's not beneficial and there's just no point in them because students are still going to play their phones, but I disagree with that idea. I'm still talking to other teachers, students, and administrators to try and gauge the real attitude, but you never know.
Thank you, Drew. And by the way, you're right. Fall sports are very much still going. In our house, fall ball ends early for baseball, so we move forward quicker. Okay. Academic achievement and activities, myself, lead board liaison. Recommend approval to accept and resolve the following 1 to 7 as listed. On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? I do not have a report for this evening. Community engagement, inclusion, and outreach. Happy birthday, Dr. Richardson, lead board liaison. Do you have a report for this evening?
You all know I'm 40 years old today. I was going to talk about the distinguished alumni and the dinner last night, but that was covered a couple times. But I'll also talk about the past PSBA conference, briefly, the sessions I went to. So myself, Mrs. Stepnick, and Dr. Walsh all attended, and I think it was good because we got to split up and go to different sessions and hear different things. So I'm sure we'll collectively come together and send out something. But naturally, it was refreshing to hear a lot of parallels to what we're doing here already. We also got some insights into topics that have come up during our portrait of the graduate session, so that was also helpful. There was a couple keynote programs. One was Dr. John Hodge. He's a veteran past educator and co-founder of Urban Learning and Leadership Center that focused on student achievement and reduction of the student achievement gap. So he spoke a lot about having a trusted person in a school to keep kids in school and inspired. That reminded me a lot of what we talk about having a trusted adult in the school system. So there is a possibility for maybe him to come and do some programming for our educators and maybe also partnering with a neighboring district. So I know there was some possible interest there. Mrs. McPherson talked a little bit about AI, so that's right on time. They did have a session on AI in education technology, and it was mostly focused on adopting an AI policy in areas in which we should be cautious. So I think that gave us some good background information to go off of whenever we get to that point. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Little Steven Van Zandt. Yeah, no, Sopranos. Yeah. But yes, okay. I mean, I like Sopranos, but I don't know anything else. But he has a Teach Rock curriculum that combines music education and other subjects can be combined with it to keep the arts in school and also keep students more engaged. This is actually a free curriculum, and I talked to Dr. Walsh about it. That we could maybe introduce it to our music department to see if there's some interest there. PSBA is going to be offering a free training on the curriculum in May for interested districts. And if we hit a certain number, they said there may be another surprise appearance by Stephen. There was quite a few sessions on mental wellness in schools. Mainly the ones I went to was talking about partnering with external organizations to bring them in and give identifying students that need additional intervention so they don't have to leave the school in order to get them and provide them in not a closed setting, but in the settings that they need to get wellness programming as well as academic interventions, and then reintroducing them into the regular curriculum as they are able. And then lastly, dual enrollment programs and university partnerships. I think the thing that most interested me was providing financial support to students with a financial need to support them in obtaining college credit. So we know that in high school it's a lot cheaper. You know, we have some good pricing for students to go out and get those college credits. It could help them a lot in the long run. A lot of schools were talking about how they partner with universities on this, but also providing some financial support to students in order to do it. So I did briefly talk to Mr. Caligiuri about maybe how we can partner with the Education Foundation on this, because some schools do that, and it's something that we can explore further. Lastly, scholarships applications are available from PSBA for our students, and they're due on March 15th at 5:00 p.m. I would encourage other board members to attend in the future. I mean, I'd be happy to go again, but it is really a great way to network, talk to other school board members about their challenges, successes, and best practices. That's all I have. Any questions? If you have any questions, let me know. I do have the full curriculum here, and there's also some additional sessions that we probably get emails about that they provided information on as well for education.
I just noticed the earrings while I watched you talk. Yeah, the 40 earrings, that's pretty good. Thank you so much for that. It sounds like you had a great time. Okay, Finance, Mr. Stropke, Lead Board Liaison. Letter A, recommend approval to accept and resolve the monthly budgetary report for September 2024.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Did you get that, Ms. Macro? That she opposed? Did she say aye or? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, that's okay. Any abstentions? Okay. Do you have a report for this?
Just real brief.
Yeah.
Because some of the thunder was stolen. But anyway, it's the common theme for tonight. I just want to thank the Dollar Bank Foundation and the Mustang Foundation again for their generous donation grant to the school district. Anytime we can get funds outside of just taxpayer funding is a great thing for this district. Also to the faculty for their recognitions tonight academically, and I believe the gentleman had left, but for saving a life. It's great to see what's going on and how our teachers just step in. And to Mrs. Sedlak, I've been part of the board since last December. The knowledge you've brought that I can just pick up from you as far as knowing board policy, HR policy, is just invaluable to gain that from individuals. So I wish you well. Hopefully you get to enjoy retirement. I don't know if you like the beach or
I love the beach.
put your umbrella down and enjoy. Wish you all the luck and a relaxing retirement. And just to highlight what Dr. Walsh said earlier, the district was very successful on our first $10 million bond issue. We were able to get a rating upgrade by Moody's just like literally prior to the issuance, a week, which the bonds are sold at a premium because of that. And in this market, our bond interest rate was 3.7%. And not only is that pretty helpful to us now, but that's going to, in the long term, over the next 20 years, is going to lower the cost of our debt obligation. So it's wonderful news, not just today, but what it's going to help our portfolio in our previous debt going forward is awesome. So looking forward to hopefully that'll happen the next time we do this again, probably a year from now. So who knows what'll happen, but that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Stropke. Forbes Road CTC, Ms. Arendt, Lead Board Liaison. Do you have any report for this evening?
Yeah, I have a quick one.
Yep.
Last Friday, Forbes Road held their biannual update meeting. We want to give a special shout out to our culinary students for their support with the event. We'd also like to recognize our student Jacob Callaghan for receiving the Random Acts of Awesomeness Award.
Thank you. Operations, Mr. Adams, Lead Board Liaison. Letter A, recommend approval to accept and resolve the postage machines lease agreement renewal. Oh gosh, I skipped two. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. That's fine. We'll go back to intergovernmental. Intergovernmental, Mr. Stropke and Mr. Caligiuri, co-lead board liaisons. Letter A, recommend approval for Plum Borough to utilize district buses to shuttle community members to and from the annual Christmas at Plum Creek event on December 5th, 2024. I need one of you to.
From the board, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. All the good teamwork. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Do you have a report?
I know, nothing.
Okay, awesome. And I think you guys are meeting again next month, right?
Yeah. After the election.
Yeah. After the election. All right. Legislative, Mrs. Stepnick, Lead Board Liaison. Do you have a report for this evening?
No, I'll put it all together at the very end.
Okay,
For the sake of saying.
perfect. All right, Operations, Mr. Adam, Lead Board Liaison. I'll try it one more time. Letter A, recommend approval to accept and resolve the postage machines lease agreement renewal.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Do you have a report?
No formal report, although I do want to mention, next section will be the personnel. We'll be voting to welcome in our new officer, Rachel Cashmore. Very excited about what you bring to the district. You're joining a great team here, so very excited about that. And I'll echo what everybody else is saying. Ms. Sedlak, it's been a pleasure. Many blessings to you in retirement. So that's it.
Thank you, sir. Personnel, Mr. Caligiuri, Lead Board Liaison. Letter A, recommend approval to accept and resolve the following 1 to 5 as listed.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Mr. Caligiuri, do you have a report?
A few brief things. First, I'd like to welcome our new officer and what I believe to be our first female officer in the district. Could you please come and just share who you are and how you got here and what you're looking forward to? One of the things I was most impressed is that you wanted to be a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
And that really impressed, I think, several of us, especially me.
Well, as you all know, my name's Rachel Cashmore, and I'm sitting here tonight. I'm so excited to be part of this, that it just feels electric to me. So I'm so excited to be part of the Plum Borough School District. I ended up here after, I mean, you all know I'm gonna try not to go on again, but after 24 and a half years in law enforcement, retiring, COVID hit, everything got, my life changed in ways I didn't think was gonna happen. And then I found my way back into a law enforcement again. Somebody suggested that I look into this as a second career actually. And I'm so excited that Plum Borough has agreed to hire me. I am looking forward, I'm just gonna say this briefly, we all get into law enforcement, and I was hired under a COP grant way back in the day in 96. So I worked in housing communities and I walked the beat my first year on the job and interacted with the residents and community leaders, but more importantly the kids. And we had such a positive impact on the kids. We played baseball games with them, basketball. We had a little bike club that we'd help, repair their bikes. And so we were such a positive impact in a community where there's a lot of negativity towards police. So I'm really excited that, and I think I made a lot of positive influences on people throughout my career. But we all kind of, that sometimes falls away when you get assigned to different things, because I've done a lot of different things in my career. But I don't have the words to tell you right now how excited I am to be part of the Plum Borough School District. I feel that this might be the highlight of my law enforcement career here in Plum Borough, because I'm so excited to be able to work with kids. I know I'm going to have a positive influence on them. I mean, I get along with kids like me. I'm easy to talk to. I just feel that it's going to be such a perfect match. But not only am I going to be a positive influence on the kids, I hope that I'm a positive influence on the administration and you all, and also the faculty. So I just feel so grateful to be part of it, and so thank you all.
Welcome.
Did that answer it? I know
Just a couple other things. So for all of our faculty members throughout the district, the Plum Mustang Foundation will be releasing, with the enormous and ongoing help of Ms. Smith and Mr. Letta, that we will be offering $5,000 in grant funding for the fall cycle. So they're doing 2 cycles a year. And one of the reminders the Mustang Foundation wanted to put out there was that anyone who is employed in the district, that includes coaches and mentor programs like robotics, they can apply. So bus drivers, custodians, it's paraprofessionals, you name it, like everybody is welcome to apply for these grants, and we're just looking for creativity. The Mustang Foundation is gonna give preference to $500 grants or less, but they will award up to $1,000 in grants. So Ms. Smith is working with the foundation to get that out to all of our staff, and there'll be a 30-day window to apply. So that's pretty awesome. I'm excited about it. And they've also set aside, they were gonna offer $7,000. They've decided that every fall they're gonna put $2,000 aside, and then every 3 years, with a couple of additional fundraisers, they're gonna offer one large $10,000 grant. So it would probably be for like teams of faculty members, so that they can implement something they've really wanted to do for a long time. So we're looking forward to it. And by the way, our officers can apply. Please do. And then last, I'm on a mission. Thank you for helping me. I can't wait to hear about your adventures. I know you have some good plans, and you're gonna enjoy it. So I'm gonna give you 6 months before I come back to you, and then I start picking your brain again. Okay. So best of luck to you. I'll miss you.
Thank you, thank you, Mr. Caligiuri. All right, policy, Ms. Arenth, Lead Board Liaison. Letter A, recommend approval to adopt and revise the policies 1 to 6 as listed below.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions?
Is policy 336 supposed to be policy 339?
No, I think policy, oh, is it? I thought 339 was the first reading. Yeah.
Okay, so that was
Yeah.
the first reading, so I still got time
Yeah.
to go by. All right, then I'm not opposed to anything at all.
Okay, then we're good. All those were in favor. Okay. Next, Student Services, Ms. Stepnick, Lead Board Liaison. Letter A, recommend approval to accept and resolve the Three Rivers Music Therapy LLC agreement.
I, on behalf of the board, I make this recommendation.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And I think you have a report for us, right, Ms. Stepnick?
I do. For the first, I would like to report on the conference that Dr. Walsh, Dr. Richardson, and I went to. Truthfully, without us even collaborating, we divided and conquered, which was amazing. We all had our minds in various places in which we wanted to visit for different sessions. I spent a good bit of time sort of going through, okay, what are the skills and the changes that have occurred since the pandemic? And then how do we as school leaders adapt to the changes coming to our school districts? And how do we adapt to our students that have changed in the way that they learn? And the new school hours in which, hours versus days, and how districts are being creative in adapting policies that don't hinder their funding, but yet give students that desired result. And I will say, Plum School District is right on the mark when Dr. Walsh and our administrative team has put together this portrait of a graduate. And the first meeting occurred before we went on this conference. And it was led by, my session I went to was led by PASA. And we talked a lot about, again, how does the district look at how our students are now learning, and the mental health piece of it, as well as how could you be creative in adapting to school hours and getting the most for your kids, and what those partnerships look like as well. So I went to a session about, how do you partner with local universities? How do you partner with local businesses and providing those internship opportunities? And in addition, how do you make that work within your school day that still allows for all the teaching learning that needs to occur within your four walls of your classrooms? So we are right on our mark. There was some great ideas. So thank you, Dr. Walsh and your team for starting that and leading that charge. I know it's been months of conversations to get us to this point. And there was some really creative ideas passed around amongst different folks that were in that room. And another session I went to, what was about different like renewable construction projects and what those could look like. As we know, we've been facing the conversation of our new buses and what changes would need to be made at the bus garage. There's new funding that's coming out, I think it's coming out at the end of this month, in the state, another grant opportunity that will be awarded in December, I think maybe, or January. And again, how to help fund these types of projects and renewable projects and what they look like, even on your, within your school buildings. So that was very, I thought personally, interesting to listen to. They talked more about it as a district and their new construction of their schools. But for me, I went to listen to the different opportunities that are there for what we were going through. And again, back to the pipeline of what's available to our students. And already through policy, implementing administrative regulations, which is something that we do a good job of, and creating a policy which allows the administration to, yes, we vote on these PSA policies, but at the end of the day, how do we make those policies fit for our school district and for our kids? And, you know, back to the dual enrollment piece and those partnerships, and kind of how the challenges that certain districts face to bring us to where we are now throughout the state. So overall, on my end, I learned a lot and had a lot of nice conversation. I'm glad Dr. Richardson got to come and experience a lot of this, and Dr. Walsh, because I do believe the three of us together were able to bring back a wealth of knowledge to the district. There was one additional piece, and I have to get it to you, Dr. Walsh, actually, if you haven't picked it up. I know we keep talking about doing our own, you know, doing sort of our own board retreat and what that would look like. And PSBA is offering a wealth of knowledge and new training materials for school board members to really sort of bring us to that next level. And while we see some of them in the newsletters, I took some of the flyers home as well, because I think sometimes they can get buried in the body of those emails. So I took some of those flyers home for when we're ready to start planning for a retreat and what that would look like. So I'm more to come on that. Now on to student services. As everybody knows, Dr. Denise Lord, our new Director of Special Education and Student Services, she's visited almost all of our schools, and our special education teachers, visited the schools and almost all of our special education teachers, and has started to already implement new procedures. So she's very process driven and super excited to have her working with Dr. Winter Hershey, preparing our staff and administration for our special education, the monitoring of our special education, and that will take place in February. Our paraprofessionals receive training on November 4th for access billing, which brings additional revenue to the district. And I can say we have a lot of that conversation that goes on at the IU, and if we need their extra guidance and drawing down as much of those access funds as we can, we should look into that and use them. Plum School District, as a local education agency, is considered a provider in the medical assistance program with the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services, and we participate in the school-based access program, also known as SBAP. The district can bill for services that some of our special education students receive, paraprofessional support, nursing, speech and language, pathology, social work services, PTOT, and specialized transportation. And this funding helps us offset the cost of special education within our district. So again, I have a lot of those conversations on a monthly basis at the IU, and I'm looking forward to what comes out of those February conversations. And lastly, Ms. Sedlak, I'm very excited, but very excited for you. It has been a pleasure working with you on the student services and seeing your energy and your true beloved heart for our kids in our district. So we'll miss you. Enjoy retirement. Enjoy the beach. And like Mr. Caldry said, we'll be calling you for ideas soon.
Thank you.
am remiss. I forgot Ms. Aaron's report for policy, so if you don't mind, go ahead.
Yeah, I
and give
just
that.
wanted to take this time to thank Ms. Sedlak for her support, leadership, and guidance. You've had such a tremendous impact on this district and with our students. We can't thank you enough. You are a true role model, and you'll be greatly missed. We wish you the best.
Ms. Sedlak, that is such, you've heard tears and people choked up just from just about every person who has spoken to you. I hope that speaks volumes to you and your character and the work that you've done. So on that, upcoming public meetings, discussion and action meetings, Tuesday, November 12th, 2024, 7 p.m. in the library. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
A second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, abstains? All right, thank you.
I'm staying. Let's keep her here. We'll just hold her hostage. It's like a filibuster. We abstain to keep her hostage.
Houston next.
Yeah, I just want to one question about, does it apply to anyone else? Like anyone? Just 5 years.
They gave
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna call JT after that number. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me know if there's anything you want me to do.
I think and then I heard about fourth renting and working on that.
Oh, yeah. So they're gonna get a fund kind of going or something.
Yeah, like on the front end, to make sure that, you know, they have what they need.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. But
Heard that tonight.
in the meantime, the foundation is willing to do it. We just can't do it.
Right.
We don't have any money.
I know. But I think he's not very good stuff, right, I'm saying that it's where you get Baltimore.
Your friend.
You're eating that. Your brother jealous? I'll sit here. I am. I saw your wheel spinning, like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was trying to see it blacker from my chair, and I'm like, I do not have my glasses on. I can't see my glasses.
I looked and I was like, I should have said my name.
No, it's okay. It's so nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. And I do, like, I haven't seen it since Scott.
There's always room for improvement, but there is, I actually want to say glasses. That's what I call it, glasses.
And actually, I forgot it was Sayana.